The Philadelphia Eagles could be eyeing a major addition to their defense, and the name-generating buzz is Jacksonville Jaguars edge rusher Trayvon Walker. This discussion has taken over NFL circles and sparked debate among Eagles fans after a report suggested that the Jaguars might be open to trading the former number 1 overall pick from the 2022 NFL Draft. This leads to the big question, is Walker the perfect target for Howie Roseman this offseason, given Roseman's track record? The idea of acquiring Walker makes a lot of sense. He has always prioritized building dominant trenches, both on the offensive and defensive lines, knowing that games are often won at the line of scrimmage. The Eagles have already lost key defensive linemen this offseason, including Josh Sweat and Milton Williams, who secured lucrative contracts with the Arizona Cardinals and New England Patriots, respectively. That leaves Philadelphia with a glaring need to reinforce their defensive front, especially when it comes to edge rushers. Before free agency even started, there were already rumors linking the Eagles to star defensive end Myles Garrett. Reports from the NFL Combine suggested that Philadelphia could emerge as a dark horse candidate to trade for Garrett, which would have been a blockbuster move. However, Cleveland ultimately decided to keep their elite pass rusher by offering him a massive $40 million per year contract, making him the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history at the time. The Eagles have also been linked to Bengals edge rusher Trey Hendrickson, who was given permission to seek a trade before Cincinnati ultimately reversed course, choosing to prioritize extensions for Joe Burrow's key offensive weapons, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. There's even been lighthearted speculation about Micah Parsons, given his Pennsylvania roots, his ties to Eagles players, and his frequent appearances at Philadelphia sporting events. But Parsons remains a long shot. That brings us back to Trayvon Walker, who presents a unique opportunity. Unlike Garrett Hendrickson, all Parsons Walker is still developing. He is younger, not quite at the same elite level as those players yet, but also more affordable. If the Eagles were to acquire him, they wouldn't be committing to a $30 or $40 million per year contract, which is now the going rate for top-tier pass rushers. Instead, they'd be adding a talented ascending player who fits their system and has a skill set that aligns well with defensive coordinator Vic Fangio's philosophy. Walker's versatility is one of his greatest assets. He can play as a stand-up edge rusher, put his hand in the dirt, contribute against both the run and pass, and move around the defensive front as needed. In some ways, he mirrors Micah Parsons. In terms of positional flexibility, though, he isn't on Parsons' level yet. However, Walker's development over the last 2 seasons suggests that he could still reach another level, especially in the right system. Looking back at the 2022 NFL Draft, Jacksonville's decision to select Walker over Aiden Hutchinson was met with skepticism. Many believed that Hutchinson was the more polished player and the safer pick. While Hutchinson has certainly lived up to expectations, Walker has quietly improved each year and is beginning to justify the Jaguars' investment. His rookie season was a bit underwhelming as he adjusted to the NFL, finishing with just 3.5 sacks, 10 quarterback hits, and 5 tackles for loss. However, he took a significant step forward in 2023, recording 10 sacks, 19 QB hits, and 10 tackles for loss. Then in 2024, he posted career-high numbers across the board, registering 10.5 sacks, 15 QB hits, and 13 tackles for loss. His production is steadily trending upward, and at only 24 years old, he is still scratching the surface of what he can become. If Howie Roseman and the Eagles are serious about continuing their trend of adding Georgia Bulldogs to their roster, Walker fits the mold perfectly. Philadelphia has built a strong foundation with former Georgia standouts, including defensive tackles Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter, edge rusher Nolan Smith, linebacker, Nakobe Dean, and cornerback Kelly Ringo. Even safety Louis Cine, another Georgia product, was added to the roster late last season. This Philadelphia Bulldogs theme has been a key part of the Eagles' defensive identity, and Walker would be another significant piece to that puzzle. Georgia's 2021 defense was one of the most dominant in college football history, and many of those players are now in Philadelphia. Adding Walker would reunite him with teammates who already have chemistry, making his potential transition even smoother. Under Vic Fangio's guidance, Walker could take another leap forward, benefiting from a more structured defensive system alongside talented line mates. Fangio has a reputation for maximizing defensive talent, and Walker's blend of size, athleticism, and versatility would give him another weapon to deploy in various ways. Beyond his on-field production, Walker's advanced metrics from Pro Football Focus PFF indicate steady improvement. In 2024, he earned a career-best overall PFF grade of 68.2, a pass rush grade of 65.1, and a run defense grade of 69.2. Those numbers mark significant jumps from his 2023 grades, which were 53.9 overall, 58.1 in pass rush, and 49.7 in run defense. The year-over-year improvement suggests that Walker is continuing to refine his game and could reach another level with the right coaching. Statistically, Walker ranked 15th among all edge rushers in sacks last season, 10th in stops 15th. In quarterback hurries and 19th in total pressures. His workload was also immense. He played 555 pass rushing snaps, the second most of any defensive end in the league. That level of durability and workload capacity is valuable, especially for a defense that values depth and rotation along the defensive line. When considering the cost of acquiring Walker, a trade for the young edge rusher could be a bargain compared to what the Eagles would need to give up for a superstar like Garrett or Parsons. A reasonable trade package could involve Philadelphia sending the 32nd overall pick in this year's draft and a future second-round pick in either 2025 or 2026. Given the Eagles' draft position, the question becomes whether any prospect available at 32 would be better than Walker. While there are intriguing players in this draft class, it's difficult to say with certainty that any of them will provide more impact than Walker, who is still young, improving, and already productive at the NFL level. Some draft-eligible prospects entering the league this year are the same age as Walker, but they lack his 2 years of NFL experience. Howie Roseman has consistently valued elite athletic traits when evaluating defensive prospects, and Walker fits that profile. His relative athletic score RS coming out of Georgia was an absurd 9.99 out of 10, highlighting just how rare his physical gifts are. At 6'5" and 272 pounds, Walker posted a vertical jump of 35.5 inches, a broad jump over 10 feet, and a 4.51 second 40-yard dash, numbers that are unheard of for a player of his size. His blend of strength, speed, and explosiveness makes him a unique talent, and Philadelphia's front office has always placed a premium on players with elite athletic traits. Financially acquiring Walker also makes sense. His cap hit for 2025 would be around $11.8 million with a base salary of just $1.1 million. The Eagles could exercise his fifth-year option, keeping him under contract through 2026 before needing to work out a long-term extension. Compared to the skyrocketing cost of elite pass rushers, securing Walker at a reasonable price could be a major win for Philadelphia, allowing them to keep financial flexibility while also locking in a high-upside defensive piece for years to come. If Roseman believes in Walker's trajectory and Fangio sees a role for him in this scheme, pulling the trigger on a trade could be a move that helps solidify the Eagles' defense for the long haul. Looking at Trayvon Walker's trajectory, it's easy to see why he could be a perfect fit for the Eagles. While he may not yet be at the level of a Myles Garrett or Micah Parsons, he is a player on the rise, steadily improving each year. His combination of youth versatility and untapped potential makes him an intriguing target, especially for a team like Philadelphia that thrives on developing defensive talent. The Eagles have long built their defense around a dominant front, and adding Walker could further solidify that strategy. The biggest selling point with Walker is his versatility. He is not just a pure pass rusher, he is a complete edge defender who can impact the game in multiple ways. He is strong against the run, quick enough to drop back into coverage if needed, and powerful enough to disrupt quarterbacks. That type of all-around ability is rare and highly valuable, particularly in Vic Fangio's defensive system, which requires disciplined, multi-dimensional players. In Jacksonville, Walker was asked to do a little bit of everything, and his role wasn't always clearly defined. Despite that, he managed to put up solid numbers and showed significant improvement in key areas. In his second season, he doubled his sack production from his rookie year, increased his quarterback pressures, and was much more effective in stopping the run. The numbers indicate that he is on the right path, and in a system like Philadelphia's, where he would have more structure and support, he could take another significant leap. One of the most compelling arguments for trading for Walker is the existing chemistry he already has with several of the Eagles' defensive players. Philadelphia has invested heavily in former Georgia Bulldogs, and Walker was a key piece of that. Legendary 2021 Georgia defense. Pairing him with his former college teammates would not only give him a comfort level, but also help maximize his potential. Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, Nakobe Dean, and Kelly Ringo already form the foundation of the Eagles' defense, and adding Walker to that group could take things to another level. That type of familiarity is rare in the NFL, and it could give Philadelphia a major advantage when it comes to integrating Walker into their scheme. Another factor that makes Walker an attractive target is his durability. He played in every game last season, logging one of the highest snap counts among all defensive ends in the league. The Eagles rely heavily on their defensive line rotation, so having a player who can handle a significant workload while still producing at a high level would be a major asset. Walker's ability to stay on the field and contribute consistently is something that Philadelphia values, especially given the injuries they've had to deal with in recent seasons. The financial side of acquiring Walker also works in the Eagles' favor. With the way the edge rusher market is trending, securing a young high-upside player like Walker at a reasonable price is a smart move. His cap hit for the next season would be just under $12 million, and the Eagles could exercise his fifth-year option to keep him under team control through 2026. Compared to the contracts that elite pass rushers are commanding, $40 million per year in some cases, this would be a bargain for a player who is still improving and has yet to reach his full potential. Philadelphia has done an excellent job of managing its salary cap while still making big moves when necessary, and this trade would fit right in with that strategy. When evaluating the potential trade package, giving up the 32nd overall pick and a future second rounder is a price that makes sense. The question becomes whether the player available at 32 would be better than Walker. While there are certainly talented prospects in this draft, few of them come with Walker's level of NFL experience, physical gifts, and upward trajectory. Drafting a rookie is always a gamble, whereas trading for Walker provides a level of certainty. He is a known commodity who has already proven he can play at a high level, and with the right coaching, he could take his game even further. It's also important to consider Howie Roseman's history when it comes to making trades. He's always looking for value and ways to upgrade the roster without overpaying. This move aligns with that philosophy as it allows the Eagles to acquire a young ascending pass rusher without giving up a massive haul. It also gives them flexibility in future drafts, as they would still have their first-round pick in 2025 and other assets to work with. Another key aspect to consider is how Walker fits into Vic Fangio's system. Fangio's defenses are known for being disciplined, fundamentally sound, and effective at generating pressure without needing to blitz excessively. Walker's skill set aligns well with what Fangio looks for in an edge rusher. He has the ability to win one matchup, set the edge against the run, and move around a defensive front as needed. Fangio values smart, athletic players who can execute multiple responsibilities, and Walker checks those boxes. Looking at his advanced metrics, Walker's improvement from year to year is undeniable. His Pro Football Focus grade saw a major jump from 2023 to 2024, particularly in run defense, where he improved by 20 points. His sack total increased, his pressure rate went up, and he was among the most productive edge rushers in the league in terms of overall impact. The trajectory is clear. He's on the rise, and in the right environment, he could reach an even higher level. And the Eagles have done a great job of developing defensive linemen, and working alongside elite talents like Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis could accelerate Walker's growth even further. One of the most exciting aspects of adding Walker is the long-term potential. He is only 24 years old, meaning he still has several prime years ahead of him. Philadelphia has built its defense with the goal of sustaining success for the long haul, and Walker fits perfectly into that vision. He would not be a short-term rental, but rather a foundational piece who could contribute for years to come. How Roseman has constructed this roster, the idea of adding another young talented defensive lineman who can grow with the team is highly appealing. His presence would allow the Eagles to maintain their identity as a team that wins in the trenches, something that has been a hallmark of their success in recent years. Beyond just his talent and production, Walker's raw athleticism is what sets him apart. His relative athletic score from the 2022 NFL Combine was one of the highest ever recorded for an edge rusher. At 6'5" and 272 pounds, he ran a 4.51 second 40-yard dash, posted a 35.5-inch vertical, and had a broad jump of over 10 feet. These are elite-level numbers that demonstrate just how unique of an athlete he is. When a player has that type of physical ability combined with improving production, the ceiling is incredibly high. The idea of Walker joining a defense loaded with talent and playing under a defensive mastermind like Fangio should be exciting for Eagles fans. The potential trade for Walker also highlights a key trend in the NFL. Teams are becoming more willing to move on from high draft picks earlier in their careers if they believe they can get value in return. The Jaguars are in a position where they may need to make tough roster decisions, and if they are willing to part ways with Walker, the Eagles should be ready to take advantage of the opportunity. This wouldn't be the first time Roseman has made a smart trade to acquire a talented player who needed a fresh start, and it likely won't be the last. If the Eagles make this move, they would be acquiring a player with the potential to become a long-term difference maker. His physical gifts, improving production, and fit within the system make him an ideal candidate to thrive in Philadelphia. Whether or not this trade happens, it's clear that the Eagles are looking for ways to bolster their pass rush, and Walker represents one of the best opportunities to do just that. The question now is whether Roseman will pull the trigger and bring another Georgia Bulldog to Philadelphia. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a shocking turn of events, the Philadelphia Eagles are reportedly in talks with the Dallas Cowboys about acquiring rising star Cooper Beebe, potentially through a trade. The 2023 unanimous All-American center, fresh off a dominant career at Kansas State, has caught the eye of the Eagles as they look to solidify their offensive line for another Super Bowl run. But what could this mean for the Eagles? And why are the Cowboys seemingly willing to part ways with such a highly touted talent, Beebe, who made waves in college football with his remarkable performance at Kansas State, has already proven his worth on the field? Named to the first-team All-Big 12 in 2021, he was also one of 3 finalists for the prestigious Outland Trophy in 2023, awarded to the nation's best interior lineman. His quick rise through the ranks has many experts speculating that Beebe could become a cornerstone player at the NFL level, with the Eagles clearly seeing his potential as a perfect fit for their offensive system. What makes this potential trade even more intriguing is the Eagles' offensive line needs. Coming off a successful season, the Eagles understand the importance of strengthening the front line to maintain their competitiveness in the NFC East. Adding a young, highly skilled center like Beebe could not only shore up their protection for quarterback Jalen Hurts, but also add a player who has the versatility and experience to dominate for years to come. But with the Cowboys holding the cards, it's unclear how this trade would unfold. Meanwhile, the Cowboys' willingness to entertain the trade could signal a shift in their long-term strategy. While Beebe has the talent to be a future All-Pro, the Cowboys might be looking to capitalize on his value while exploring other options for their offensive line. With the Eagles presenting a strong trade offer, it's possible that the Cowboys could use the deal to fill gaps elsewhere on their roster, particularly as they aim to stay competitive in the NFC. Cooper Beebe's skill set is nothing short of impressive, and it's easy to see why the Eagles are so keen on bringing him into the fold. Standing at 6'4" and weighing in at 320 pounds, Beebe possesses the size and strength required to dominate in the NFL. However, it's his combination of agility and technique that truly sets him apart. known for his quick feet and ability to move. Laterally with ease, Beebe has consistently been able to create holes in the defense and protect his quarterback with precision. His speed and pulling and blocking on the move makes him a perfect fit for a high-powered offense like the Eagles. What truly separates Beebe from many other top offensive linemen is his elite football IQ. His experience at Kansas State has equipped him with an exceptional understanding of defensive schemes, allowing him to quickly identify stunts, blitzes, and pass rush strategies. Beebe's awareness and decision-making on the field enable him to stay one step ahead, ensuring that he can adjust on the fly to whatever the defense throws his way. For a team like the Eagles, which thrives on a dynamic and adaptive offensive system, these attributes make Beebe an invaluable asset. Additionally, Beebe's leadership and work ethic have been widely praised by coaches and teammates alike. He's not just a physical force on the field, but also a vocal leader who brings energy to the locker room. His competitive drive and commitment to improvement were a major reason why he was named a unanimous All-American in 2023. With Beebe's mentality and skill set, he could quickly become a central figure in the Eagles' offensive line, helping to elevate the performance of his teammates while bolstering the unit's cohesion and effectiveness. As the NFL draft and free agency loom, adding someone of Beebe's caliber would be a game changer for the Eagles. The offensive line has often been the unsung hero behind the team's success, but with Beebe's arrival, it could take the Eagles to the next level. The thought of him alongside other key players like Lane Johnson and Jason Kelsey is enough to make any football fan eager to see what this offensive line could accomplish. The potential for dominance is there, and with Beebe in the mix, the Eagles could be on the cusp of an even more dangerous season. For Eagles fans, the potential acquisition of Cooper Beebe could be the missing piece to a more explosive and reliable offense. Whether or not the trade goes through, the mere idea of Beebe joining the Eagles' ranks adds another layer of excitement to an already promising team. As the NFL offseason heats up, all eyes will be on how this saga unfolds. Will Beebe head to Philadelphia, or will Dallas hold on to their prize center? Only time will tell. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.